This is Chicago. At the dawn of the 21st century, Chicago's media was dominated by a handful of major corporations. But a resistance movement arose to free Chicago's media from their clutches. One player in this movement is the Chicago Independent Media Center and its TV show, Chicago Independent Television. The Independent Media Center is a worldwide network of grassroots correspondents committed to using the tools of the media for promoting social and economic justice. You are watching this month's dispatch from the Chicago Independent Media Center.
Welcome to Chicago Independent Television, a collection of progressive reports by grassroots video workers produced free from corporate or commercial support or influence. I'm your host, Mitchell Szczepańczyk. In this episode, we'll go to Pittsburgh, where Chicago Indie Media sent its own correspondent to cover the protests against the G20 meeting of 20 major governments and government bodies. And in Chicago, we'll join with peace activists who are calling for the end of the war in Afghanistan on the war's 8th anniversary. Stay with us.
Mr. Bishop, I want to use this picture on the front page of our next issue.
Oh, come now, Nancy. We can't print a picture like that. Paper is read by people all over the city. Just think what a picture like that would do to the reputation of our newspaper.
I don't think we should hide things just because they're unpleasant. How do we stop things like this if we don't let the people know they're happening?
Welcome back to Chicago Independent Television. Activists from across the world assembled in Pittsburgh to protest a summit of the G20 group of the world's 20 largest economies. We'll see the first of a two-part segment about the G20, the protests, and the heavy-handed police response.
The G20 is a group of finance ministers and central bank governors representing the world's largest 20 economies. The G20 represents 85% of global GNP, 80% of world trade, and 2/3 of the world population. As world economic leaders gathered to adjust a failed financial system, protesters, press, and residents of Pittsburgh navigated military-occupied territory in which fundamental civil rights were suspended. The first day of protest began Thursday with an unpermitted march organized by anarchists. Shortly after leaving the park, the march was attacked by police using tear gas, rubber bullets, and the new LRAD sound weapon. Skirmishes between activists and police continued throughout the day.
You must leave the immediate vicinity. If you remain in this immediate vicinity, you will be in violation of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code, no matter what your purpose is. You must leave. If you do not disperse, you may be arrested and/or subject to other police action. Other police action may include actual physical removal, the use of riot control agents. If you remain in this immediate vicinity, you will be in violation of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code. Oh, no matter what your purpose is, you must leave. If you remain in this immediate vicinity, you will be in violation of the Pennsylvania Crimes Code. Oh, no matter what. Por orden del jefe de policías de la ciudad de Pittsburgh, si ustedes permanecen en esta área, se encontrarán en violación del Código Criminal de Pennsylvania. Acciones policiales pueden incluir removimiento físico, el uso de equipos para control de... Esta asamblea ha sido declarada... By order of the City of Pittsburgh Chief Police, I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly. I order all those assembled to immediately disperse. Por orden del jefe de policías de la ciudad de Pittsburgh, esta asamblea ha sido declarada...
Tear gas!
What the hell is going on in what we once knew as America? This is what's going on in what we once knew as America, people. You're witnessing the death of the Republic right here, right now, paid for by your tax dollars.
Later that night, police attacked students on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh.
By order of the City of Pittsburgh Chief Police, I hereby declare this to be an unlawful assembly.
Just a college student. Let's go Pitt! Let's go Pitt! Let's go Pitt! Let's go Pitt!
You're watching Chicago Independent Television.
I see the soul of a nation. Must be true because I've seen it on TV.
Does AT&T hate freedom? Let's find out.
Well, AT&T censored Pearl Jam, who criticized George W. Bush at an AT&T broadcast of Lollapalooza. So yes.
There you have it. Clear evidence that AT&T hates freedom. Help protect internet freedom. Visit these websites to learn more and get involved. AT&T, your world, delivered for a price.